Howdy folks, Matt here with Gulf Coast Fit, and I am warming up for an upper body pump session here at the Atitlan Underground. And what I'm going to run through is a quickie micro session for the upper body. I'm focusing on strength and building muscle, more so building muscle. And what I'm going to do is combine 4 upper body exercises, upper body compound exercises, 2 pushes and 2 pulls. And this is a good way that you can get a solid muscle building and a little bit of aerobic work in, to be honest, because of the high density here that you're going for. But it's a good way to be productive and hit your upper body pressing and pulling muscles in a short amount of time. My goal is to get as much work in 18 minutes as possible. Now the 4 exercises that I'm rolling with here, again, I've got 2 pushing and 2 pulling. So I'm picking a vertical pull-ups, can't beat that, a horizontal pull, which will be bent over rows, and my 2 presses will be an overhead press. There's my vertical press. And then I'm going to do dips, which is kind of a downward vertical press, but also a horizontal press if you lean into it correctly to use your pecs. So pick your 4 exercises. The way I'm going to order these, and you can do them in different ways, I'm going to go pull-ups, then overhead press, so from pulling to pushing, then bent over rows, horizontal pulling to dips. I like finishing with the dips because for me that's a good last burnout exercise. I like starting with the pull-ups so that I can do them well while I'm fresh. As you see, I'm also alternating between pull, push, pull, push. If you wanted to make this a little bit more challenging, you could superset pulling exercises and then superset pushing exercises. It's another great way to do it, but try to keep your recovery to a minimum, no more than about 30 seconds between each set, which is not a lot of recovery between a strength-based exercise. However, this is about density, getting as much as you can in 18 minutes. We want this to be good for both building muscle, so time under tension, mechanical tension is a must, and to get a little bit of aerobic work, a little bit of a pick-me-up. I wouldn't necessarily call it conditioning. It's not that high intensity. It's more strength-based, but it's a twofer here. So we're trying to double dip, get a little bit of aerobic work in, and strength and muscle building. So there we go. Start my timer. First set of pull-ups, I'm gonna switch different grips on the dips, the pull-ups, the bent rows, and I'll explain as I go. All right, get it with me. I failed to mention all sets will be within the normal bodybuilding parameters of 8 to 12 reps. 8 to 12 reps on everything. 12. Right into your recovery breath. In a micro session with very short recovery, the recovery breaths are crucial. All right, going into the overhead press. Again, 8 to 12 reps on everything. The reps will vary, and you'll likely hit higher reps in the beginning while you're more fresh. But I can tell overhead presses, I'm not going to be able to stick with 12 reps as long as I can on something like dips. That's just me. So you ready for our bent rows here? Double overhand pronated grip, at least on this round. This is a great workout to really fine-tune how much recovery you need between each exercise, because each exercise demands a different amount of recovery, both after and before whatever the next thing is. Here we go into the dip. We'll start with a narrow grip, a little more triceps. See, I'm leaning forward with the chest, but I'm also got a neutral grip, or a narrow grip. This is more triceps as well. I'm still leaning into it to get the pecs done. First round down in under 4 minutes. I'm going to try to keep it dense. You've only got 18 minutes. This time I'm going to go with a narrow grip. A little more biceps. Still pronated grip. Alright, still got 12 there. I like to use band dislocates in conjunction with my recovery breaths. My overhead press of all the exercises needs the most recovery to perform well. So after pull-ups, I'm going to take an extra 10 seconds, so 10 or 15 seconds more than I would before something like the dips. Here I go.
Ocene Radio 104.3 FM.
Los chocolates, también las rosas. Deja que el tiempo trabaje y finge el fin de la emoción. No te confíes, cuida lo eterno y no decidas por mariposas. El corazón hoy puede sentir un montón de cosas. Deja que el tiempo trabaje.
Yeah, I only got 10 there. Even with little rest pause. Little rest pause intermissions between the last few reps. I didn't want to do 11 or 12 because I would need too much recovery to keep this workout dense. I want to get into my bent over rows in a timely manner. And if I hit absolute failure on my overhead presses, I'd be a little too gassed to get into this right now. So I'm going to go supinated grip, underhand grip.
puede mezclar la risa y las emociones. Son enemigos de la razón y las decisiones. Deja que el tiempo se baje y evita una desilusión.
Like I said, the dips for me need the least amount of recovery. So I'm gonna go right into it.
Tendrás mi hombro para consolarte. Tendrás mi tiempo y mis oídos para escucharte.
I'm gonna back up to a mid-width grip now. A little more well-rounded.
La emoción, guarda tu corazón. Ponlo donde nadie lo vea. Todo lo que ves no lo creas. Deja que lo encuentre amor.
Round 2, complete in under 8 minutes. Pretty consistent so far. So I'm gonna go wide grip, a little more rear delts and upper lats.
No te niego que pienso que algún día te irás y para mí no es sencillo. Esta casa tendrá que dejar de ser tu castillo. Yo no sé si se acerca o tal vez te vayas lejos. Solo recuerda mi consejo. Guarda tu corazón.
10 that time.
Guarda tu corazón.
You gotta set your ego aside. Because maybe if I was doing a max set, you get 20 plus reps. But in this context, with the upper body fatigued, 10 was sufficient.
Vamos a un corte publicitario. No te desconectes porque ya regresamos. Busca nuestro perfil en Facebook y síguenos como Sana Radio 104.3.
El milagro de la vida, ese increíble sentimiento que llena nuestros corazones de un profundo amor al convertirnos en padres. Y en Hospital Belén sabemos que contar con un equipo de profesionales que ven porque todo el proceso del parto se lleve a cabo con excelencia es lo que te permite confiar en nosotros. Hospital Belén. Contamos con servicio de parto natural, parto sin dolor, cesárea. Además tenemos para ti ultrasonido en alta definición en 4D, cirugía de útero y ovarios. Además cirugía en general.
See, I sped the tempo up there.
Para más información,
And I was actually able to complete 11 reps. Whereas in the previous round, I only got 10. Tempo makes a difference. Sometimes if you got a goal, you want to eke out a certain number, speed the tempo up.
Observa tu reloj porque Osana Radio te da la hora. 8 de la mañana. Estamos de vuelta.
This time I'm going to
Continúa
go
con
wide grip,
nosotros.
double overhand
Seguimos con
pronated
música
wide
que
grip.
llena tu vida.
A little more
Por
upper back.
Osana Radio. Lunes, sí, lunes. Arrancamos la semana laboral con Osana Radio. Estás en plataforma 104.
En Santiago 1 verso 2 está escrito que tenga gozo cuando pase por diversas pruebas, porque de allí
Música que llena tu vida.
mi lamento.
Still got 12 on those.
Ya no hay tristeza, solo alabanza. Mi lamento cambiaste por
The pull-ups and the overhead press decreased in reps first. That was to be expected for me and for most people. Let's get back to a wider grip, more chest. Just under 12 minutes. 3 rounds deep. Only 6 minutes to go. So I've got a choice. Do I want to do max effort and see what I've got on each exercise? Or do I want to decrease the reps down to like 8, 9, 10 and get through it faster? I'm going to experiment with the latter. I'm going to cut the pull-ups at 8. Supinated this round. Hola, señor, ¿cómo estás? So I'm foregoing reps to keep the density higher. Going right into my presses now. Oh, I was still struggling. And even though I'm doing less reps, this will be the hardest round so far because of the decreased recovery time. Back to a normal grip here. I go 10. Eight on the pull-ups and overhead press, 10 on the bent rows and dips. Scoot back even more, extra wide, more chest stretch, less triceps. All right, that round was about a minute faster, a minute less time. I'm at 15 minutes right now. I got 3 minutes to go. So you gotta pick your battles. How many reps and how much recovery do you want on each exercise? I better get into it. I won't have time to get through everything. I'm gonna cut it short again. 8 reps. Still very hard. 8 was about all I had though. You gotta get right into it, 2 minutes. Maybe only 6 reps here.
Estás en plataforma 104.
So I know 6 reps wasn't within that 8 to 12 parameter, but for the sake of getting this last round in, I only got a minute and a half. Now if you don't do a perfect number of rounds, so be it. Your cap is 18 minutes. So good for 10 on there. You got 40 seconds to get these dips in. It's not comfortable. But remember, we're not here for your comfort. Seconds. Time. Squeezed in 15 because I had an extra 5 seconds to go. Milk that 18 minutes. Give it what you got. Don't cut yourself short. Don't let off the gas before the finish line. Don't throw up in your yard. But give that a try. Pick 4 compound lifts for the upper body. 2 pushing, 2 pulling. They don't have to be these exact exercises. And if you don't have barbells, use dumbbells. If you don't have a bar for overhead pressing, use kettlebells or dumbbells. If you don't have a pull-up bar, you can do different types of pulling exercises. Loop your bands over something. Pull down vertically. Get low on a railing. Do some inverted rows on anything you can get your hands on. So you don't have to do dips. You could do weighted push-ups. Or you could do chest press. So give it a go. Stay strong, folks.